Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 14th. We're just going to jump right in here, Cancer. We're going to take a look at your current general energies in this first row. And you have this full moon in Virgo, which says take inspired action, and also this new moon in Capricorn that says step up and take the lead. They kind of both, say the same thing. And you have two kings as well showing up in this first position. So I feel it is clearly a time for you to take the lead on something, probably something that you've been thinking about or something that has kind of been consuming your thoughts for a long time, especially with this 10 of Wands. I feel you've been thinking about something. Here you go. This is probably what you've been thinking about, is some sort of new beginning, or like what change to make in your life, or you want to make a change. Look, here it is again. Ace of Wands. Are you kidding? So I feel like you want to make a change. You have the Tower. Probably not a bad Tower, honestly, just based off of everything that's coming up here. Could just be a shakeup. This could be a Tower that other people are experiencing because you're making a change. And look, you have the 10 of Pentacles here. So it's like clearly a Tower moment could be leading to the 10 of Pentacles. Sometimes the Tower can just be a radical transformation, meaning that you are making some sort of transformation in your own personal life, and maybe people don't expect it or can't understand it, but that doesn't matter. It's your life. It's not their life, as I love reminding people. But something has been weighing heavily on you, Cancer. I feel like you've been thinking about something for a long time, but it's like coming to an end. He's about to reach his home here. A lot of people read the 10 of Wands negatively, but I don't really think it's a negative card personally. I like the 10 of Wands. To me, it's like he might be burdened. He might be experiencing some challenges, but like, is this a bad thing? I would say hell no, because he's figuring something out. The other thing is that I love about this is I feel like you're getting more specific. That's literally the message, and you probably can't really see that. So let's move this up a little bit. But, I feel like you're becoming more specific with your desires. Look at this. You go from 10 to 2 to 1, and what I would say here is that I feel for some of you, it's almost like you've had to experience burden so that you could figure out like what you want in your life or what you want your life to look like. Maybe you had a choice recently, but now you're finally making your decision. This, of course, is not accurate tarot, but what I would say for all you tarot hall monitors out there is I read intuitively. I don't just regurgitate card meanings, and that's what I'm getting here. You have the King of Swords. Like, you have more than enough knowledge and wisdom to make a decision, to take inspired action. If there was ever a card of inspired action, it would be the Ace of Wands and also the King of Wands as well, because the King of Wands, he is like bold, assertive. He really goes for what he wants. He really looks for something to be excited about. Ace of Wands, I always say, is sometimes that one thing that we need. It is the spark of inspiration. It's like that one thing we need to get excited about. And look, he's holding on to the wand. I feel like this is you holding on to a wand and getting ready to take action. He's like the builder and the entrepreneur in the tarot as well. So he's willing to build something new. He's willing to put in the work. On the Ace of Wands, there's a castle that's crumbling in the background. And, he's willing to build that back up. Or he's not going to build up the castle. He's going to build something new, something better. And it doesn't really surprise me that you have the Tower there because, again, clearly it's like something is decaying in your life. Those are the words that I'm getting. It's just no longer. And you know that, and you're ready to just build something new here. But I feel like you're building something so much better. You have so many cards of like the next thing that you're working on, whether it's a new relationship, new business, being significantly better. You have this transmutation card. It's like a phoenix rising from the ashes. 10 of Pentacles. Really good. Really, really, really good stuff. I'm going to use the Oracle of the Radiant Sun to clarify, by the way. But you have the King of Swords. You have the Originality card. It is a time of originality. I always say that. We're kind of in this time of Aquarius, Age of Aquarius, whatever you want to call it. And, we're picking up on that energy starting to. And what I would say here is that fortune favors the bold, but part of being bold right now is coming up with original ideas for your life. These don't have to be like original, as in no one's ever done them before. These could be just ideas for your life that you've never tried before. Doing things that you never thought were possible, kind of expanding your limits, right? And exploring your boundaries as well. All of those things are popping into my head. Not only will doing that make you stronger, but it's just going to make you more successful. So that's what I'd be doing here. With the King of Wands, you have this optimism card. I do feel like you need to be very optimistic at this time. Like, there is something, what I will say is I'm shooting this the day before the eclipse that we're having in Taurus. So I'm shooting it on the 7th. This video will be out on the 8th, the day of the eclipse. I don't know how I really feel about this eclipse necessarily. I feel like it's very unpredictable because of Uranus being in the same sign as well. But what I would say is, in the readings I did for the eclipses, there was like a big focus for everyone about needing to think more positively or think on the positive side of things. And, what I would say is, of course, always, bad things always happen, but I don't think it's about, thinking positively. People have now been accusing me of toxic positivity, right? And I'm like, it's not like I'm super positive. I just look at anything that happens and I say, how can I change it? It's like, we don't have to be victims. We don't have to just like sit here and be like, oh, something's happening to me. It's like if someone was standing right in front of you and they were whacking you with a stick on the head, eventually what would you do? You would probably move. That's how I look at all my problems. It's a stick whacking me on the head. So I'm like, how do I move out of the frickin' way? Most people just get hit by the stick. So I feel like this is saying, you don't have to get hit by this frickin' stick right here, right? And move. But maybe being happy, being positive is a way to do that. With the Ten of Wands, you have this domination card. Just feeling weighed down. I don't think this is talking about domination, like kind of like losing something or anything like that. I feel like the Ten of Wands is saying that you've experienced a lot of burdens. But, in your reading in particular, I see your burdens as more learning experiences so that you could get to your Ace of Wands in the first place. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this transmutation card. You also have this flow card as well. So you're probably getting into more of a flow state is what I would say. I would try to find things that put you in a flow state as well. A flow state is when you kind of get out of your head. For me, for example, it's walking or taking a shower. That's like where my best flow happens, right? And so it's like maybe there are things that happen or that you do where you kind of just like leave your head, you leave your body maybe, and like ideas can flow in. I would say I'm kind of taking this right here as needing to do those activities for, it's usually something repetitive. Like for some people it's like knitting, right? Because you're just kind of like mindlessly doing something. But it could be whatever it is for you. It could be cooking. It could be, some sort of hobby. And that's popping to my head here, but I'm also getting, again, transmutation. If something is hitting you like a person with a stick, it's time to move. It's time to kind of find a solution. That transmutation card says you can turn any situation around. It's just kind of like how you look at it. You have the Four Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Nine of Wands here. The Nine of Wands is a card of the Wounded Warrior, of course. I feel it's kind of weird because I feel like this card should be down here. You can't even see it on the table. I feel like it should be separate from the reading. I almost feel like it's not even attached to the story that I'm getting here for your reading as well. I do feel that like there could be, I wouldn't really call this a love reading, but I do feel there could be like an earth sign coming in for you. For those of you that want love, could also be a water sign as well, of course. You have Pisces and Scorpio, both showing up here so far. Is there anything else? No, that's it. So, there could be like a mature person coming in for you as well. I do feel like they could be older than you. You could be the one that's older as well. Take it how it resonates, but there's some sort of age difference I'm picking up on, and that could be why there are boundaries being put in place, or maybe you're just kind of like, do I invest? Do I not invest? And if I'm being honest with you, going to the bottom here, you have the moon. So I'm not sure, I'm not yet sure if this is going to turn into anything, because the moon is kind of unpredictable as well. Obviously, we're going to clarify, we're going to look into it. I would encourage you to leave a comfort zone. He's standing at the top of a castle. He's basically standing where he has always been. And so he needs to get out into the world. He needs to go have new experiences. He needs to see new things. He needs to realize that there is a lot more for him to see than where he is right now. And again, part of this, I feel, is that Ace of Wands. You're like being inspired to take action. For some of you, this could simply be moving or traveling as well with the Tower and that Two of Wands. So, that would make sense. You also have the Four Swords. I feel like you've been in this resting, relaxing, recovering mode. I just saw 555, by the way. So 555 could be an important number for you. But the Four of Swords is a card of resting, relaxing, recovering. I would say that with Mars retrograde, I think it's a good time to be in flow. I always tell people, I know some astrologers say, Mars retrograde, don't work hard. That's not what Mars really says. That's not really what Mars retrograde says. It says, when you're in the flow, work, right? If you feel like working, do the work. If you feel like taking a break, take a break. I think that's something people don't realize about it, is that we can work. We can do a lot of work. We can accomplish a lot during Mars retrograde if we pay attention to the energy. The other thing is to not force anything during Mars retrograde. It's like some things are just going to work during Mars retrograde. There's going to be a flow. Things are going to move forward. The things that aren't going to work, it's going to be like, trying to slip and slide on sandpaper, right? So, I would avoid that at all costs. But, and I would just stick to the flow, things that just kind of work. With the Four Swords, you have the concentration card. What are you concentrating on here? I feel like you're concentrating on blessings. Can we clarify this, though? Well, you could be concentrating on love as well. Or what I would say, you have this devotion card, and I feel like some of you could be concentrating on making sure that you're building something permanent, because in the same row at the top here, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, can represent wealth or, building or leaving a legacy. But again, I see it more as kind of like wanting something where you can really give it your all. It's like, imagine if you had a business that you built, but you want it to be something that lasts forever. If it's a relationship, I feel like you want it to be something that lasts forever. And that's what I feel like you're concentrated on. With the Two of Wands, you have the Charity card. A lot of these like giving cards coming up this month. So anything you can do to help other people would be good. You don't even have to do this like physically. As I always say, it's like if you are creating YouTube videos, if you're sharing advice with a person, then you're doing more than enough. So, sometimes I think people are like, charity, I have to give money, but you don't. Could be just like helping a person, could be just giving someone kind words or something like that. The more of that you can do, the better. I also feel like I feel like saying things are being generous to you, which is kind of weird, but maybe you're just having a lot of generous experiences, right? With the Nine of Wands, you have this adaptability card. Whatever this Nine of Wands situation is, I feel like you can adapt to it, obviously, or that you will adapt to it. There is something like unconventional popping into my head here. I have a feeling we'll clarify it on the, that we'll see what this is on the moon. I'm wondering if it's like an age difference relationship. If it's love, it could also be like maybe you have two different religious beliefs and your families don't agree on it or whatever. I'm kind of getting like some sort of difference here. There's something, right? Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this Yang energy. Again, this reminds me of the Ace of Wands. You also have this Breathe card, so make sure to take, again, I kind of look at this card as Four Swords. So take plenty of time to rest, relax, recover. But I want to also focus on things that excite you. You have the Ace of Wands, the Tower, and the King of Pentacles. The Ace of Wands and the Tower are actually surprisingly similar. And the reason is because there is a castle back here that is meant to look like it's crumbling, it's falling apart. And the Ace of Wands itself represents kind of new growth, the new opportunity, the new thing in your life that you could start working on. And whatever this is, it's going to lead to your Ten of Pentacles. So I feel a lot of you could just be taking action on something that inspires you, just like those first two cards say. Take inspired action, step up and lead. There you go. Like, take the lead towards this Ace of Wands. I feel it could be surprising people in your life. I have a feeling that all three water signs are going to have very similar messages, just based off the astrology this month. Like, I really feel us water signs could be like taking the lead, stepping up, doing a lot. There is actually a grand water trine happening as well. But it's not. It's happening with some of the Pallas Athena and then like some other planets as well. So it's not really like what most people consider grand water trine, but there's a grand water trine happening this month, and I feel like it could be very successful. My problem with trine energy, as I always say, is that we have to take advantage of the energy. It's like, this is how I think of trines. It's like if you're born with a skill, you don't realize it's special because you've just always been able to do it. So that's how I look at trines. It's like an energy of just not realizing how special something is inside of you, or like some sort of talent, gift, skill, or ability, or something that you could be working on, right? Because it's just so natural to you. So we just feel like everyone can do it or whatever, but we need to take action. And I feel like this Tower is kind of like saying that you could be surprising other people with a skill that you have or something that you're doing. You have the King of Pentacles here as well. I do feel like this could be a person that's coming in for you if you want love. So it could be a earth sign, could just be someone who's like very stable as well, or who is very focused on Ten of Pentacles. And I don't think they're like obsessed with money or anything like that. I think they just want security. They want stability. They want a family, or, they want to build and leave a legacy. So I don't think there's really anything wrong with that. But I do feel that there could be love coming in for you. And again, I feel the Tower is, something that I don't think this is a Tower moment. Maybe for other people it is. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Rebellion card. Yeah, doing something completely different. This is like an about face. It makes sense as well with the Uranus energy that we have going on. This is Mars and Aquarius, and, Aquarius, Uranus, right? I know that Uranus is in Taurus, but still, same thing, basically. This really, I am surprised that this is the Rebellion card is Mars in Aquarius. I guess I'm not, but kind of. Because I would have made this Uranus and Aquarius, but I actually don't think there are Uranus cards in this deck anyway. But what I would say here is anything, you could be rebelling. You could be, that is the Tower, like doing something completely different. You could be doing some things like going against the grain. I'm kind of getting that you could be doing this between now and December. So it's not even like into December. It's not even something that is happening necessarily right now. With the Tower, you have this innovation card. These cards are going to come up a lot, like the innovation card, the originality card. You have both here. And, these are all Aquarius cards. We are entering into this time of Aquarius, so any new ideas that you have, as I always say, I know I'm always repeating myself, but I don't know, deal with it, right? Any of those things are going to be successful. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Sun in Aquarius, so idealism is what this card says. It's like we can dream about things all day long, but until we actually put it out in front of us and bring it down to earth, we don't actually know what's going to happen. And I feel like that's what this is saying. It's like you have some really good ideas. Maybe you have some really good plans that could lead to the Ten of Pentacles. But until you take action, until you actually experience it in the flesh, you're not going to know. So I feel like this is asking you to take action. Obviously, could also be an Aquarius coming in for those of you that want love. Or maybe they have Aquarius in an important part of their chart. You have this bear card. It says strength, resourcefulness. You also have this key. It says lock, unlock. I feel like you are unlocking something with these two cards, and I feel like you have the resources to do it. I also feel it's like this is something very intuitive. I feel that there's something, again, I can't quite put my finger on it in your reading, but there's something very unconventional about your reading, or at least that's the word that's popping into my head. And I'm wondering if what's unconventional is the path that you're taking. You have that flow card which says meandering path. Like meandering means like it's all over the place, right? And so I feel like if you're working on your Ten of Pentacles, maybe you're getting there in a very unconventional way. It's like you're doing things like a rebel, right? And it's kind of funny because I remember I watched a documentary a while ago. I'll try to find it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it, but I'll try to find it and I'll try to post it down below. But it was about this guy who is just like a Renaissance person. I don't know. He bought some random building in LA. He races Porsches on the streets, and he just has this crazy ass life, and everything just fell into place for him. I think that's the gist of his story. At least that's what I got out of it. But it's because I think he trusted himself. He's like, oh, I just am interested in this, whatever the next thing was that he'd work on. And he's like, so I'm going to do it. He bought the building, and it's like movie studios rent out his building. He's making all this money from all these different resources because he is willing to just try anything. And I kind of get that feeling for you here where it's most people would look at his life and say very unconventional, but I don't know. I see a very happy person when I look at him that's also very successful, because he chooses to live his life the way he does. And it's almost like he's designed his perfect day, and he gets to live that every single day, which I think is something we should all aspire to. And you have the Ten of Pentacles, High Priestess, in the Moon. And to me, that's what you are working towards, your perfect day. You have the High Priestess here. What feels unconventional about this is that I feel that, again, that intuition thing. It's like he didn't listen to anyone. His intuition kind of, told him, hey, start rebuilding Porsches. Hey, go start this. I think he has a clothing company as well or something. Hey, go start this clothing company. And he's never had experience in any of these things, but he just does it because he's trusting himself. And he didn't know all the answers, right? The Moon. There's some mystery, not being sure what to do, but he did it anyway. And I feel like this could be your story. I'm not saying that you're going to be building cars, but you could, whatever your dreams are, whatever you want to accomplish, I really feel you could be one of those people that kind of creates it in their life with the Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, I would definitely get moving here, Cancer, because it's like you're working towards something very successful. With that Ten of Pentacles, are you kidding me? Look at this right here, riches. So there are riches coming in for you, clearly, and a ton of abundance. Even if you don't want money, this could just be, happiness. It could be abundance of people or experiences, whatever you want in your life. I feel this is clearly abundance coming in. And it's going to come through innovation. You have this innovation card here, right? And it's you've tried a bunch of things right here with the Nine of Wands. I don't think I even talked about that versatility card, but I feel like this is encouraging you to kind of try new things or do things differently in your life. And sorry, my phone is ringing for some reason. I have it on silent though. But anyway, going this way, I would be trying new things, doing things differently, basically. With the High Priestess, you have the excitement card. I do feel like you need to kind of follow your excitement or trust your excitement. There could be some very exciting opportunities coming in for you. This kind of reminds me of this kind of reminds me of this energy of, um, the Ace of Wands is what I'm trying to spit out here, and the Two Wands. Ace of Wands, like, very excited, very much wants to create, like, new things in life. And I feel if you follow your desire, like the story I just told you, he basically followed his desire, and that's how he became successful. With the Moon, you have this romance card. Definitely could be love coming in for you. Again, I do feel this is uncertain as well as some sort of love connection. There's something here, Cancer. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's like, I feel weird about it. There's something that isn't letting me, like, kind of see the other side of this. Maybe you're friends with this person, or maybe this person comes in as a friend, right? And so maybe you're not sure if they're interested. If you have a friend that you're interested in, they are interested in you, and vice versa. Maybe you have a friend and you're like, is this person interested in me? They are totally interested in you. And I feel like they're wondering if you're interested in them, if that makes sense. So there's something I can't see here. But definitely could be romance. The romance card could, again, just be a connection between you and your higher self. And, it could be you being, like, following your desires, which is exactly what I would do here. But I just want to clarify through here. Let's see what we have going on for you, Cancer. We're not going to clarify. We are going to pull 3 cards. I'm going to answer one question. So if you have a question, feel free to pause the reading. I'm going to answer one question with these 3 cards. If you don't have a question, that's fine too. I'm going to put all 3 together and kind of answer them as a personalish reading. So you have I'm going to read the cards now, so pause if you haven't already. You have the Ten of Cups, Empress, King of Cups. Damn, you are very attractive to someone. So if you have someone on your mind, if that's what you're asking about, this is literally happy home, happy family. Empress is like mother, Ten of Cups, family. So could be a fellow water sign that's coming in for you. For others, this is like your happily ever after. I mean, the Ten of Cups is just something that makes you happy. Empress is kind of putting in the work to create something. And the King of Cups is just you. So I feel like you're creating a lot of abundance. This whole entire reading is crazy abundant, crazy good. I love this. So thank you for being here, Cancer. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.